Hello Internet friends, welcome back once again and thank you for joining me today. I want to get into a discussion today that kind of continues from the last commentary video, the idea of goal setting, the idea of setting reasonable, realistic goals that you can pursue and hopefully give you a better chance to reach some of those and discuss some of the positive ways that you can go about doing that to set yourself up for better chances of success in the long run. You're going to be watching the training footage from about the last week and a half. There are some recent PRs here for me. There are some all-time PRs here for me. And overall, while the last week and a half has been pretty challenging in the weight room, it's been very fulfilling and exciting and rewarding. A lot of work that I have been putting in for months and months and months and years and years and years is paying off in this group of training footage that you're going to see, and you might even see me get a little bit excited. Thanks to everybody who watched the last video I posted of the deadlift PR. That was a really emotionally powerful moment for me, and it takes quite a lot to get some sort of response out of me after a training session, so that was a pretty big deal. I think it was pretty obvious for anybody who watched it. Going into the topic here, now before I had discussed the idea of setting some parameters with how to go about reaching your goals, some ideas of setting these smaller goals that are more process oriented so that you can actually set yourself up to reach those things and keeping it from being too general. But what today I want to talk about is the idea of trying to structure your goal setting within the frame of things that you actually can have some input and some control on. So many people get lost in this idea, especially in a competitive situation or a competitive mindset where they say, well, I want to improve my placing of a contest this last year. I want to win this thing. And what they're doing, I mean, that's a very, that's seems reasonable when you, like, I'm going to work as hard as I can, I'm going to put everything into this, and I'm really going to try to win. Trying to win, there's nothing wrong with that. Having that as the ultimate goal of, like, that's what I would love to achieve, that is totally reasonable. However, you have to go in with the mentality and the understanding, at least, that winning is abnormal. For most of us, that is something that you have the least amount of control in any kind of competitive setting, because all you can prepare for, all you can do, is give yourself the best chance through your own preparation, through your own effort. And most of the time, people are trying really hard. Effort is in at least a training environment like this, is rarely the issue, at least in experienced athletes that I've seen or people who are highly motivated to do well. It's not necessarily a matter of effort in one aspect. It's an effort in an all-around encompassing aspect. You know, it's not, are you pushing yourself as hard as you can in the gym? It's, are you pushing yourself as hard as you can in your programming? Are you pushing yourself as hard as you can in the actual physical effort in the gym or in your nutritional awareness and your focus on that? How about your recovery work? Are you getting enough rest? Are you eliminating other stresses in your life? And then even when all of that is as linked in and as highly monitored as you're able to do, there still is an aspect of not having control. You can't control someone else's preparation going into a contest. You can't control other outside factors. You can do your best to manage those things and to prepare yourself to the best of your ability, but other things happen, and that lack of control is really one of the reasons why, at least in my personal training philosophy and my coaching philosophy, I really try to encourage people to set goals about self-improvement that you actually can change by your effort. You never know when someone's just going to show up who is just at a higher level already and be able to best you competitively. Even if you've worked your absolute hardest and you've done everything that you possibly can to prepare yourself, that doesn't mean that your effort was wasted or that the goal should be a disappointing turnaround. And you can use some of that negative feedback. You can use the sting or the pain of losing or not doing as well or not reaching a goal as a motivator for your next set of goals. But you also have to be a person. You have to move with the understanding and expectation that not everything is always going to line up your way, and it is abnormal. It is the lower percentile. You have to get in that higher. Oh man, that's me. Hi guys. You have to get to this higher percent of. It just doesn't happen often. You know, if there's 10 people in a contest and one of them wins, that means that 1 out of 10 people have the chance to win, and those 9 others did not win. Does that mean that the guy who took 10th place but did the absolute best that he could have done with his situation, who improved vastly over what he had done in the past, does that mean that his experience was a failure? It may not match the level of comparative expertise that he would like to reach, but that doesn't mean that all the work was worthless. Sometimes those situations set you up for a better run the next time. And there are many people in the world who will work as hard as they absolutely can. And I hope this doesn't sound defeatist or negative in any way, but there are some people in the world who will just never get the chance to have that winning experience in something. If you are a 3-foot person who wants to play in the NBA, the chances of that happening are even lower. And it's not anything that you did wrong or could have control over. All you can control is your own effort to improve your chances through your own work and through your planning. So I guess I just want to encourage everybody, when they're setting their goals, when they're trying to find the things that they're actually pursuing, to keep in mind that winning is not the only measure of success. The real measures of success are the times when you can step back and look at the work that you've put in. If you gave your absolute best effort with everything that you control, then you can find some satisfaction in having moved towards those goals. And you can set goals that aren't winning related. If anything, I would encourage that. I would encourage, if you're trying to pursue putting weight on your powerlifting total, say, these are some numbers that I'd like to hit myself. And if, you know, based off of the history of the events, they should be good to help increase my chances of placing higher in a competition setting. But at the same time, you never know if someone's just going to show up at that meet who you've never heard of, who is just at a different place in their own journey, and potentially can take that away. Don't let those times, don't let those experiences take away all of the potential fulfillment that you get for setting some goals, working as hard as you can to achieve them, and actually achieving them. Don't let that take away from your satisfaction in the work that you've done. You earned it with your work. Doesn't necessarily mean that the win is the only thing that you can benefit and grow from. And I struggle with this too. I don't like to do things that I can't win. I like to put in all this effort. I like to see it rewarded in a very obvious, fulfilling, external way. But when you factor in the idea that it's not all about the things you can control every single time, it is comforting and helpful to remind yourself of that. So yes, I hope that you all can go forward and achieve all the goals, even the ones that are not completely within your control. But no matter what, make sure that when you're setting your own personal growth as the forefront of what you're doing, that you keep that in mind, because that is what you have the most control of. And even though it's not complete, even though it's not everything within your own power to change and alter, you can do your absolute best. You can put forth the most work that you're capable of doing, and never quit because someone else just is in a place where you don't think you can catch them. That's not the way to live your life. Try your best to improve yourself every single time you have the chance, and that is a good life. That is a life worth living, and that is the true fulfillment that you can pursue. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this or got something from it, and I will talk to you all very soon. Have a great day. Bye.